everybody, this is Mica Gonzalez and I'm here with a review of Ellana's newest line of products, which is a line of serums. So in case you missed it, Ellana Mineral Cosmetics has just released a skincare line, which is pretty much a long time coming. A lot of us have been excited for this, especially since we love their makeup. We know that it's mineral based. We know that it's safe for pregnant women. We know that it's safe for all kinds of skin. So I was pretty sure that a skincare line, a line that was literally just designed for skincare, was going to be really, really good. Which brings us here today. I actually have 5 of the serums with me. So 2 of them are serum sprays and 3 of them are like the regular serums that we know of. The first thing that I do want to talk about is all of the serums as a whole, just so that we can just get like what they might have in common out of the way, so I don't end up repeating myself when I actually talk about the specifics. Okay, so right off the bat, my first impression of these serums was that they came in really pretty packaging. Like, I mean, you can pretty much see that these are gorgeous. They're really pretty. But more than that, when I looked at, I looked at all the packaging and all that stuff, I found something really interesting, which is their ingredients list. I'll definitely mention what each product might have as an active ingredient, but something that I noticed was that all of the serums, their first major ingredient isn't actually water, which is actually a pretty big deal, because when I think about skincare, I think that a lot of the products are actually water-based. So if you look at the ingredients list, you'll see that water or aqua is the first thing that appears. And in all of these ones that I have been seeing, I have been reading, none of them actually are, just water-based. Some of them might have water that's diffused from a plant or something, but it's not like just pure water, which is actually a really good thing, because at least when I'm paying for products like this, I know that I'm getting something that's not just 70, 80, maybe even 90% water. So I know that I'm really getting like the good stuff here. I'm getting like the active ingredients. I'm getting all the essences from these skin-loving ingredients and stuff. So at this point, I do want to talk about each of these specific serums, how I use them, what I feel like I've noticed changed in my skin, if any. So let's jump right to it. The first one that I do want to talk about is the Unwind Clarifying Serum Spray. Now, it is a serum spray, so initially I thought maybe it's like some kind of toner or some like beauty water, but actually it's meant to be used just as a serum. You're meant to use it after you cleanse, after you tone. So that's pretty much like using any other serum. So the major active in the Unwind Clarifying Serum Spray is actually green tea extract. According to the packaging, it is 91.6% green tea extract. And actually when I do spray it on my face, or when I spray it into my hands and then apply on my face, I actually do smell the green tea. So I'm pretty sure Ellana wasn't lying when they said this is 90% green tea extract. So other than green tea, this actually has tea tree, aloe, and Korean retinospora extracts, which it claims to refine pores, smoothen skin texture, and really just keep breakouts at bay. So you can really tell that the goal of this serum spray is to clear your skin from blemishes, but also protecting it from free radicals and environmental stuff that we might expose ourselves to every single day. So personally, I don't really consider breakouts a huge problem for me, aside from, having the usual PMS breakout or something like I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, so I find myself breaking out. But I do tend to use this at night just because I like using clarifying products at night. You can definitely use this throughout the day. I think it's meant to not just be a serum or a serum spray, but it's also meant to be like a midday pick-me-up, or anytime you just want to refresh your skin. Something that I did notice is the spray is actually really light. Like, I barely feel it on my skin, but I know that it's there. I know that it's landing on my skin, but like you can barely feel it. So it's not like heavy, big droplets. It's actually really diffused, really misty. So at least I know that it is seeping into my skin and not just like staying on it like big droplets of water. Oh, and another reason that I like using this at night is because literally in the name it says Unwind, so it's actually really nice to just smell those relaxing green tea scents while knowing that you're doing really good stuff for your skin. So that's another reason that I personally would use it at night, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to just use it that way yourself. You can definitely use it throughout the day. So all in all, I really like using this at the end of the day. I love using it to just make sure that I have a boost of antioxidants. I definitely love still using it, even if just to give myself a boost of that green tea and tea tree and all that like clarifying stuff that even people like me who don't normally complain of acne would really benefit from. The next serum spray from Ellana is the Uplift Hydrating Serum Spray. And as you might guess, this is the one that I actually use more of if I'm feeling a little, parched or a little tired. I just spray this and I feel kind of rejuvenated. And I think it even helps me get glowing skin throughout the day, and not like glowing in that, I'm obviously oiling up in like my usual areas. For me, that's like my U zone and even my T zone. I don't know if there's a collective word for that, but I think it definitely helps me just look more fresh every single day and all throughout the day. So the main ingredient in this are pomegranate extracts. It's about 89.6%. And it's also made with Korean bok bunja and grapefruit, which are meant to brighten the complexion. And then carrot, apple, and tomato extracts actually help refine the pores, while its main ingredient, pomegranates, it's meant to soothe irritation. Given all that, I think it does explain just the glowing effect that I feel like it has on my skin throughout the day, especially when I just spray it on. And also my main skin complaint is I do have dry areas, especially here, just like around the jaw, cheek area. So I do love having it, just make sure that, I'm not running dry. How I use this as a main serum in my skincare routine, I normally just spray it onto my hands and then massage it into my face. I don't just spray it on. But when I do use it just to spray it on, it's usually when I already have my makeup on, it's usually at the middle of the day and things like that. So this is definitely what I use more of, just because it helps me with my main skin concern. So definitely, if you were to pick over both of these, I would choose something that you consider your main concern. So if it's blemishes, pick the Unwind Clarifying Serum Spray. And if you're like me and you need more hydration, your skin needs a little more TLC that way, then you can go with the Uplift Hydrating Serum. Now we come to these three. These three are actually like just any regular serum that you might encounter. They come in those dropper bottles. Nothing too new, nothing too fancy. So they're pretty straightforward. So the first serum that I actually want to be talking about is the Glass C Serum. This is Ellana's brightening serum. And what I noticed the effects on its skin on me is that it really makes my skin feel taut and tight. Like it doesn't feel droopy even after a long night, even if I stayed up the night before. I really like using this in the morning and the evening so that I wake up feeling, fresh and feeling actually really put together. As far as brightening goes, I think it actually helps my skin look a little more, uplifted. I can't say it's not meant to be a whitening serum. Like, don't confuse brightening and whitening, but I can say that my skin feels and even looks not as dull as it might if I wasn't using some kind of brightening serum in my regimen. And if you look at the ingredients of this serum, it actually makes sense. It's made of 74.6 sea berry water, which is meant to help soothe skin irritation. It also has 15% ascorbic acid or vitamin C, and that helps with natural collagen production. And it also has niacinamide, which I love. It's for brightening discoloration. It also has green tea, so it does give you a little more antioxidants. It even has chamomile, so it helps you with flaky skin. So among all these three serums, this one is actually the most runny or liquidy, and I think that's because it's the only serum among the three that I have that doesn't have hyaluronic acid. It actually comes in this really light orange color. How I normally apply this is I focus on parts of my skin where I feel like need the most exfoliating or the most tightening. So I will put my attention to my cheek area, especially my nose. I rub the excess all over, but like I just make sure to focus on those main areas for this one. Oh, another important thing which I forgot to mention. When I first used it, the very first time that I used it, I did feel a minimal sting. Now I know that that's kind of normal with ascorbic acid-based products. This is an ascorbic acid-based product, but I did notice that it went away over time, so I will attribute that stinging to maybe it was the first time that my skin was using vitamin C for a very long time. It's been a while since I used that, and I'm kind of used to getting a lot of stinging sensations like the first time that I do use these. So if you really want to be sure, I would recommend that you do a patch test first, just so you can see if you can tolerate it and if your skin can tolerate it. So I definitely do recommend this if you want to have like less dull skin over time. I don't think that it had any overnight effects. Like I'm not gonna go as far as to say that, overnight I felt like my skin was glowing. It did take at least a few days. For you, it might take a couple weeks. But definitely with a little everyday use, day and night, I think you'll definitely see a lot of brightening. And over time, definitely with, I think, a few more weeks of use, I can I can speak more for the brightening effects that this serum has. So the next serum that I do want to talk about is the Clear Skin Serum. As the name might suggest, it's a clarifying serum, not unlike the Unwind clarifying serum spray that I talked about earlier. And this is obviously for people who might have blemishes, or if you have an area that's currently breaking out, then you can definitely give it some TLC with this. So the main ingredient in this serum is its blueberry extract base, but it also has a lot of superpower ingredients, including hyaluronic acid, macadamia nut oil, sunflower seed oil, and even lavender, which is a great way to soothe any irritated skin. Another thing that I really noticed about this serum is it was thick. And I'm pretty sure that's because it has shea butter, and you can kind of tell because it has that lotiony look. I was actually worried that it would apply more like a lotion than a serum, so I thought that, once I applied it to my face, it would actually stay there for a really long time, and it would take forever before I could move on to the rest of my skincare routine, but that actually wasn't the case. It applied pretty smoothly. It definitely was as thick as you might imagine. It felt creamier than what I expected from a serum, but it absorbed pretty well, and overall it didn't take longer than any of the other serums to really fully absorb in my skin. So it actually didn't even add any significant minutes into my skincare routine. Something that I did notice was because of the consistency, it was a little hard to scoop into the dropper, but that wasn't such a huge deal breaker. I just really had to get in there and kind of really start squeezing to make sure that I was getting something in. I remember using this when I was breaking out in around 2 places. I think you can see it in this video here. But what happened was when I applied this just as I was breaking out, but with this serum, it was actually more manageable. It definitely didn't go away overnight. I don't think that's like the main promise, and I don't think many products can promise that without being safe. But I did notice that it helped make the blemish thing just more manageable, and that's really all I could ask for. So if breakouts, blemishes are a big skin concern of yours, you can definitely pick up the Clear Skin Serum, because I think that it's definitely made for people like you who might want to keep, their blemishes more manageable and just easier to deal with. And now we come to the final serum in the batch, which is the Cream Skin Hydrating Serum. And I saved this one for last because I'm just gonna go right out and say it. This is actually my favorite. This really keeps my skin hydrated. True to its word, it makes sure that the dry areas that I have, so my dry areas over here, which is like just a little above my jaw, underneath my cheeks, that tends to get really dry and tight, really uncomfortable. But this serum, I noticed ever since I started using this, it made sure that I don't have that experience throughout the day. And when you look at the ingredients, it's actually made with 89% Korean yam extract. Now, I hadn't heard about this ingredient at all. I hadn't heard about this being an active ingredient in most skincare products that I've seen, but it does say that it is the vegan alternative to snail mucin. And I have previously purchased a bunch of snail mucin products, and I absolutely love the moisture retaining benefit that it gives. So I think that actually makes sense, and I think that it really is an alternative to snail mucin. It also has hyaluronic acid, which again helps your skin retain moisture. It has ginseng root, which helps maintain healthy skin with antioxidative effects. And it also has chamomile and lavender to help soothe your irritated and tired skin. And while I did mention that it kept my skin hydrated throughout the entire day, I actually didn't notice any heavy feeling at all. Usually with a lot of heavy creams, moisturizers, and things like that, I do notice that they tend to feel really thick, feel kind of sticky or slimy, but with this, it actually dried pretty well. It got absorbed by my skin really, really well. Actually, this is like probably my newest holy grail when it comes to serums, because I really want to make sure that my skin is hydrated throughout the day, and also without weighing it down with any heavier products. When I am applying this, I do focus on the drier areas of my skin, and then I focus on the rest of my face and neck. But I definitely think that anybody, not just dry skin people, can benefit from this, because our skin needs a lot of moisture. Even if you're oily skin or if you have sensitive skin, you definitely need a lot of moisture in your skincare regimen, and I definitely would highly recommend this. I honestly can't recommend it enough. I have nothing bad to say about it. So that was my review of these serums that you see here from Ellana. I would recommend starting with serums that address very immediate skincare concerns you might have. Be sure to let me know if you do decide to try any of these products and which one you want to try first. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!